And welcome everybody to this autumn edition of Trowel Time, coming to you from our beautiful campus here in Alma, Michigan. It's good to have everybody with us today, and as usual is our good friend and Grant Secretary Bill Finkel.
Hi, Bob.
Bill, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Good to be here, Bob.
And of course Tom Braun. Tom's over there, Grand Lecturer, holding down the other end of the couch.
Nice to be here, Bob.
Tom, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. As always, behind the camera, we got Ben Tigner back there making sure that everything works right, or at least as close as we can. Very good. Smattering of applause. And Darren Thompson back there, he's going to have our mailbag and Q&A and all that stuff. And upcoming events and those kinds of things. And we have an audience of 2, which is a 200% increase over the last one. Fred and Corey from the Lodge Success team, thank you guys for being here and lending your applause to our otherwise somewhat boring Trowel Time episodes. So, September is here, huh?
Yes.
It's hard to believe it's already fall, right? Kind of a bite in the air this morning, a little cool, yeah. And so fall is here, and of course September means that the lodges are coming back to work and starting to look at things and do events and plan things, and we got a lot of stuff coming up that we'll talk about in our issue today. I did want to mention we had our Board of General Purposes meeting on Saturday the 16th, and it was just a great meeting. If you're interested and you're in the area or something, come on up to a board meeting. I think you'd enjoy it. We always have a nice lunch, but you'll hear about the things that are going on in the fraternity that impact you, and it was a great day. So it was good to see all of the Board of General Purposes representatives that were present. Grand Lodge officers are there, and there were a few that are sick and that are struggling with their own issues, and for them we send out our prayers for best wishes and hopefully a speedy recovery to those that need that. That evening then, we had our Legacy Society dinner.
It was great.
Sonic Legacy Society dinner. It was a lot of fun. We had dueling pianos was the entertainment. Food was good.
Oh, absolutely.
There was adult beverages, which some of us took a great liberty with, and had fun. It was good time. I think there were about, 80, 100 people in there somewhere?
Good
It was
crowd.
a lot of fun. Brother Eugene Abatico, the Deputy Grand Master, was our ranking Grand Lodge officer because our Grand Master is off getting some treatments. And of course our prayers are with him and Mary as he goes through that, and hopefully a speedy return to the great state of Michigan for him and Mary. So that was fun. That next day then we went down and took care of our memorial service for Doug Hagee, Dr. Doug Hagee, past Grand Master, and while certainly not an enjoyable event, it was very thought-provoking and beautifully done by an awful lot of people. And Rick Testacika did the service. I thought he did a marvelous job. Yeah, it was really, really very well done. And I think you helped, and some others as well. And it was just a nice day and a good send-off to Doc. I served as a senior Grand Warden for Doc when he was Grand Master. And he's just a classy guy. And he loved a good bourbon. So if you ever have a good bottle of bourbon, have a snort and think of Doc.
There you go.
I think he'd like that. All right. I'll get to that other stuff there. So, Brother Grand Secretary.
Yes, sir.
What time of year is it?
Form 52.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The dreaded Form 52.
Yeah. So if you ever see a B-52 flying over your house, you might want to duck. Well, it's the same thing Masonically with a Form 52, right?
Yeah, well, it's that time. I encourage everybody, make sure they're all completely filled out. That's the usual reason for not being allowed. So fill them all out, get them all in, all by October 20th. That's the deadline date. Anything after that, doesn't count.
Yeah, we will be putting out to the lodges a pathway that you can use starting in January to make sure you follow the process, and also hopefully then just by the time that September rolls around in 24, you won't have any.
Right.
Wouldn't that be nice? So that'll be coming out in September, and Brother Fred and I had a meeting this morning, and we're going to actually do a special Trowel Time just for the process of that, as well as a couple of other things that we've got coming up that we're going to talk about.
Great idea.
I have another thing. I already received 3 from a lodge, and it's a little premature.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
well, they can send them in, but they don't get looked at till after September 30th. Anybody that's delinquent has till September 30th to make themselves in good standing. So I get worried when they come in early because it seems to me like they've given up on finding
They
them.
have, yeah. Well, okay, so Form 52 is happening, and that's for those of you, what the hell's a Form 52? Well, that's the process we use by which we finalize the suspension for non-payment.
It's actually a request for suspension.
Yeah.
That's what it
So-
amounts to.
And we wish we didn't have any.
Yeah.
But that's not realistic either, so we know that. Any or all degree days coming up,
Yeah, October 14th.
okay?
It's an opportunity for lodges to get the help that they need for any degree. We're offering all 3 degrees at 5 locations, 6 locations?
5 locations.
5 locations, and an opportunity to get brothers raised. You can
Yeah.
bring them to any degree, all degrees.
Should be good work, yeah.
Yeah, so
And I believe Brother Darren will talk about that a little bit more, and he'll give a link that you can use to register for that event. It's good stuff.
this is the 3rd year we've done this, and we've done okay.
Yeah. You know, though, I know that I was unable to get down to Most Worship Brother Slavin's memorial service, but I know that both of you went,
Right?
and at Doc's we had a good turnout. You know, I like to say that in Masonry we raise them up and we lay them back down, and I think it's incumbent on us when we have the opportunity to go to a service. We really have to do that, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every effort should be made for as many people as possible. I mean, it just makes me so sad to go to a memorial service and find 3 or 4
Yeah.
people there, and it's just not right. It's the last opportunity we have to pay respects and to honor a brother, and we should do that. We should take care of that. And I'll tell you that if the ceremony's done well, you will get inquiries about membership
Sure.
at a memorial service.
Yeah.
We've had 2 or 3 in our lodge that's the reason they joined, that they saw the service and were impressed and came and wanted to know how to join. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that that in both of these cases the turnout was really good.
It was very, and the work
and
was
I know
well
the
done at
family
both of them.
Yeah, and I think the families were very
Yeah.
appreciative of that. So I remember we've done some that were just kind of off the cuff, but one I remember up in Petoskey that we had to do right on the lake shore, and he was interred in a garden, and was very nicely done, though. There were half a dozen of us, but it was the best that we could do at a short period of time, and that was during COVID. So things get a little tricky sometime. We're going to come back, Bill, to your Masonic trivia. Of course,
Okay.
it has to be proofed by our highly skilled
Yeah,
committee
yeah.
after your eunuch incident, as it's come to be known. But and with that,
Okay.
so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and you're going to hear about some things in our store and how you can get some really neat Masonic swag. Be right back.
Are you looking for the latest Masonic apparel, materials, and literature from the craft? Look no more. At MichiganMasonicStore.com, you can find everything from hats and shirts to tumblers, blankets, and books. Our shirts come in a range of sizes and with logos and branding custom stitched for the Michigan Masons. Don't wait. Visit MichiganMasonicStore.com now.
Welcome back, everybody, and be sure and check out the Masonic store. Get your Masonic stuff. So, and there's new things in there all the time. So it's a lot of fun. Brother Tom, ritual guy. What's coming up? We've got competitions, some district ritual competitions.
We
that
do,
kind
but
of thing?
I would also like to cover one more time our any degree days.
Okay.
The candidates that are going to be participating, lodges must register them through the Grand Lodge office. And I know there's a few out there that haven't been registered yet, so I would ask that the lodges that are bringing candidates make that effort and call the Grand Lodge office and get them registered.
Good.
We also have our ritual competition is coming up in October, and it'll be completed in November at the district level. And the competition this year is the charge to the brethren at the installation of officers. It's a piece of ritual that doesn't get used except once a year, or at the installation of the offices. And it's something that we need to encourage our brothers to learn.
It's one of my favorites. We've
Yeah,
actually
mine too.
used it for a lot of our leadership classes when we talk about what a responsibility of a lodge is to
Yeah.
be happy.
And there's the virtues that are learned in there.
Yeah.
Everybody should
Good
pay
stuff.
attention
You
to.
bet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a
Very
great
And
tool.
The other thing that I would like to ask the DDIs, the regionals, and any ritualists that are out there is we all enjoy doing the ritual, but take a step back. Give the new brothers the opportunity. Let them have an opportunity to do some work, because we're not going to be around here forever, and we have to groom these new ritualists to coming along.
Sure, to do the work.
And we need to observe that. Okay?
Well, when they're doing that, Tom, they need to positively encourage brothers to do that.
Absolutely.
They're not going to be perfect the first time out. They're not going to be exact. They need to know that their effort is what's appreciated. Anybody that tries to do ritual is to be slapped on the back and say, keep going, you're
That's
doing
right.
a good job.
That's how we teach,
Yeah.
we encourage, and we inspire those new members to take part of that ritual.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I would like to cover, and we have done this before in Trowel time, is wearing of the regalia. I've gone to lodges and there's aprons laid out in all the stations and places, and whoever happens to sit there, whether they're installed or not, grabs that apron or the collar. And if you only wear the regalia of that office if you were installed in it. Okay? And if you're asked to sit in the east or sit in any of the stations, wear a white apron. There's nothing greater than a white apron.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And I would also ask or remind the DDIs and the BGPs that if they have an office in their Blue Lodge, they should wear the regalia of the office they were installed in. But when they visit lodges throughout our jurisdiction, they wear the regalia of Grand Lodge representatives.
Okay. I think the way you could fix that, though, is if you put like a steward's apron from the kitchen on those chairs. They'll never put that on.
There you go.
Right? So that's how I'd fix that.
There you go.
Good stuff. All right. We will be right back. And now this word from our Michigan Masonic home.
Every day we make choices. Choices to help ourselves, choices that help those around us. When it's time to make a choice about your senior living options, consider Masonic Pathways. We offer choices for entertainment, socialization, and most importantly, choices that make life easier for you. When it's time to discuss choices in your life, make Masonic Pathways your first choice and contact our care team today.
Welcome back, everybody. So, just a couple of quick points from me. October 7th, guys, Craig Lerke's having a reception being hosted by St. Ignace Masonic Lodge. It's in Gaylord at Treetops Resort. More information's on the website. I'm sure it's on the calendar.
And in the news.
And love to have everybody get up there. There's a lot of stuff going on the 7th, so I know that Craig would appreciate, though, if we can get up there and say congratulations, welcome him on to his journey as a Grand Lodge officer. Leadership classes are coming up. They start this Saturday, actually. This is being filmed on the 20th of September. So this Saturday, we're starting. Our first class will be over at the Evergreen Resort in Cadillac. Then we're in Alpena at the Holiday Inn Express up there on the 30th. And then we go into October, and October 21st we'll be at the Detroit Marriott in Southfield. And on the 28th, we are in Kalamazoo at the Holiday Inn Suites. And I think that's West. And that's also, there's two Holiday Inns real close to each other, so you got to kind of watch, which I went in the wrong one last time. So those things are coming up. We're going to talk about conflict resolution. Be a lot of fun. Now, I know that doesn't sound like fun, but we're going to make some fun out of that and have a good time learning how to get through some conflict stuff. We're going to do some team building, and we're going to talk about planning for the East. Darren's going to be there. Fred's going to be there. And Len Davis, past Grand Master, is going to help with those as well. It'll be a good day. Starts at 9 o'clock with some breakfast, light breakfast, If you want something heavier, you need to get that on your own, but we'll have some donuts and things like that. Class will start at 10, we'll take a break for lunch, and we'll be out of there by 3. So it's a good day. You still get to see the football game, and if we got one that's playing and we need to keep updated on, we'll be sure and do that for you. So take the time and come to these classes. You want your lodge to be a good place. This is stuff that helps, and we need your participation in these events to make them worthwhile. So please take the time to come and join us at those classes. All right. Let's do our Masonic trivia. The trivia has been vetted by our team of expert, actually, not just people who are concerned about sexual matters, but also just truth. And so,
Just some.
go ahead, Bill. Let us have it.
Okay.
This is pretty weird.
Yeah,
so.
it is. Samuel Colt, the inventor of Colt firearms. Christian Sharps, inventor of the Sharps breech loading rifle, and Richard Gatling, inventor of the Gatling gun, were all Freemasons. Even the guillotine was named after Joseph Guillotine, a French physician, and he was a Mason also.
Right.
So,
I've said for years that Masons love to kill stuff.
yeah, apparently.
And so that's true, isn't it? We've got a lot of Colt firearms, Sharps, breech loading rifle, Gatling, the Gatling gun. Yeah, that's great. All right, well, so we're certainly involved in the arts of self-defense. All right, and with that, let's go over to Darren for his mailbag.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey.
All right, we've got 4 mailbag questions this month. We're going to start with one from Greg Uline of Stockbridge Lodge number 130. He wants to know, what is the proper way to give grand honors? Okay. And is it spelled out anywhere in the ritual or the monitor or anything?
I don't believe it is spelled out anywhere in the monitor, but the proper way to give grand honors in our jurisdiction, there's 3 occasions. There's welcoming of the Grand Master when he visits your lodge. Anybody that is carrying his proxy coming to your lodge, you would give him grand honors. And at the installation of officers, you give grand honors to the installing Grand Master. And the way we do it in our jurisdiction, everybody is standing up, and they usually take their time from the marshal, and it's right over left 3 times, then it's left over right 3 times, and right over left 3 times. That constitutes the grand honors. Now maybe what we can do is write that out and add it to the monitor that's on the Grand Lodge website as for instructions on how to do that.
3 times 3.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can.
Easy enough to
I'm
do?
sure we can.
I'm sure we
Well,
can.
get on that, Bob, will you?
Hey, I'm going to have to defer that to other persons who are more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
rolls downhill.
It
Is that what
does,
they say?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the end.
Well, I
of
don't
the-
think it. I don't know that we should necessarily have to write it down. It doesn't seem too horribly complicated to me.
I know, but
I'm just saying. Clap 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Okay.
you have segued right into that.
Tony Orlando would be proud.
There you go.
All right. And so we lost that. All right. So
Thankfully, Ben has
yes,
excellent editing
yes.
software.
Bob is skewing old, as Ben says. Yes, I am sorry about that. It was a trip down the musical memory lane there. All right, Darren.
We are bound and determined to have a blooper
Next
reel
question.
for
Get us out of this one. We're stuck here.
this. Okay, next one. Cameron Kroll from James E. Dillon 466 in Music would like to know, how do the passport visits work? So I will go ahead and take this one. I happen to have a trusty passport right here. We started this program 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And these
A
passports
little
are set
longer
up.
than that, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
17.
They have spots in them for 36 visitations, and they're designated. There's lodge visitations and special
Right.
events. And what we kind of want the lodge visitations to be is a regular communication, a degree, or an installation. A special event could be anything else. If you go to a lodge breakfast, if you walk in a parade with them, anything like that, help out with a child ID. And we kind of want to limit it to 2 events from the same lodge to encourage people to get out there and use them, and meet new brothers and fellowship. So this is kind of what it looks like when you have stamps in your lodge. from your visits. Each lodge has received a stamp 5 years ago, so if they can't find it,
I think we've got
they've
some
gotten
extras.
a little lax during COVID about the program. Let us know. We can
I
get
think
one
we
to
got
you.
an extra one too.
Some lodges have their own unique stamp.
Yeah.
But we have different colors of these. So if you fill up the blue one, you send it in. We will send you, Masons love their pins, a pin for that level and the next color, which is green for this one. And then on the screen there, we've got all 5 you can see there. So let us know if you don't have one. Your secretary should have a stash. We've been sending them to all new Masons for the last few years. But if you'd like one, don't have one, just let us know.
Good stuff. All right.
All right.
Next up.
Okay, Brother Bill Carney from Grand Lodge Lodge wants to know if you're a plural member either within or without this jurisdiction and you want to drop your mother lodge, your primary lodge, does the other lodge become your primary by default? And what if you're a member of 3 or more lodges? What is your primary lodge if you drop your mother lodge?
Well, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Michigan doesn't really consider a mother lodge, right? But a primary is what is considered inside of groupable. So your primary lodge, if you dropped, your plural would go to the other lodge, and that becomes your primary, right? In the case of 2.
Right.
If there's more, then I guess it would go to, I don't really know, but I think that it would just go to whichever one you had joined
Right. That's what I would
first.
think, yeah.
You would become plural in first, yeah. So
Yeah.
but I don't know. We can certainly give it a shot and see what happens. Bill will be talking to you. So, yeah, but I think that's how that would work. But when I say my mother lodge is Three Oaks Lodge, that's the lodge that I was raised in, and that's the lodge I'll always stay in. That's my mother lodge. And I know in a lot of jurisdictions that's a very powerful thing. So even if they become plurals in many other lodges or wherever they go on the face of the globe, you always retain your mother lodge membership. That's just, to me, that's what I do. So.
All right, and our final question comes from none other than
Royce Myers.
Royce
Dun, dun,
Myers,
dun,
from
dun.
Star of the Lake Lodge, 158. He wants to know, when doing genealogy research, can a member call another jurisdiction's lodge or Grand Lodge directly to request a record, or does it have to go through the Grand Lodge office to communicate between offices?
Normally, anything between jurisdictions should go through the grand secretaries of both jurisdictions. I'm not sure if it's just a genealogy request, Darren, I don't know. But if you're going to contact another jurisdiction about anything, it should go from grand secretary to grand secretary. Some of them won't even respond if it doesn't go that way. So, yeah.
And as Bob mentioned before, we do have quite a few websites do have a genealogy search function, so you can check that Grand Lodge's website. If it's there, go ahead and use that. If not, give us a call, then we'll go through those proper channels.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the mailbag for this month.
All
Keep
right.
them coming to dthompson@grandlodgemi.org.
Great job. Thank you, Darren. We're going to take one final break with the foundation. Going to talk to you for just a second, and we'll be right back and wrap it up.
Have you always wanted to create a will but not sure where to begin? We will make it easy for you to create a legally valid will in 20 minutes or less. The best part, it's completely free. Go to our website to look through our plan giving options. You can choose to leave a gift to MMCF, the Michigan Masonic Home, or your lodge or chapter's charity account, changing lives for future generations. This service is free whether you choose to leave a gift or not. Don't delay. Start your legacy today.
Welcome back, and let's go to some upcoming events. Darren, take it away.
All right, so we mentioned the All Degree Days on October 14th. I'll give you the sites. They are Marquette, Sault Ste. Marie, Alcona Lodge, which is in Lincoln, Owasso, Star of the Lake Lodge in South Haven. I'll bet you Royce Myers will be there.
I'll bet he will.
And Lincoln Park Ionic Lodge in Lincoln Park. Those are October 14th. Secretaries have been sent links to register their candidates. Anybody else that wants to go can reach out to the contact for each event, which is in your news. It's on the calendar and probably on your screen right now as well.
Very good. Excellent.
And then we mentioned leadership classes. December 27th is the joint festive board with Prince Hall at Weber's Inn in Ann Arbor. And there's a
Weber's?
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 I'm
Weber's.
thinking
I
of
think it's
Weber
Weber's.
State College, basketball power.
Wow.
There's a link to register on the in the events on the Grand Lodge website on the calendar, and it'll be in upcoming news as well.
There's already been quite a few tickets to that sold, so it
Yeah.
is limited, folks. If you want to go, buy your ticket early.
And this is not necessarily an upcoming event, but November is Veterans Day, November 11th.
Yes, it is.
And the foundation a few years ago bought 5,000 of these veterans pins.
Mm-hmm.
You can see here, and a bigger one on your screen. We have these available throughout the year, but November is a great time to present them to your veterans. And we have a certificate as well, so get a hold of us. Let us know if you have a veteran in your lodge that has not received one yet. We'll get them out to you. We just need their name and their branch of service, and we'll get them right out.
That's great. Yeah, good honor for them too. Thank you very much, Darren. Thanks everybody for your time and for the fun we've had on our show here today. Go to Lodge, folks. You're going to be blessed because you did, and the world will be a little bit better place because of it. So, see you soon. Knock 3 times.
Good night, Sweden.
Oh yes, and our annual homage to Sweden, so we don't piss off the Swedes too badly because of my comments about lutefisk. Bye bye.